here to talk about breakfast. So the topic of tonight is actually Jom breakfast, okay? Jom breakfast together. And the reason why I want to share this topic again is because it's so important for us to know the importance of breakfast. And then basically breakfast is something that everyone also will need to have. And for those who actually have the habit of skipping breakfast, it's even more important for us to know about things that I'm going to share tonight. Okay, so Jom breakfast, when we for those who living in Malaysia like us, right, when we talk about Jom breakfast, I'm not sure what are the breakfast that we will think of, but I will also share later in my slide what are the common breakfasts that Malaysian will think of when we talk about breakfast. But of course, due to the lockdown now, I think every one of us, we have more limited choice because we are stuck at home, and I'm not sure how often we actually place food delivery for our breakfast. I'm not sure whether it's common or not. At least for myself, I didn't do so, but for lunch and dinner, perhaps. So actually, today's sharing is also trying to give a solution for all of us, how to actually settle our breakfast during this time. And we also foresee that this current pandemic and also COVID thing gonna be lasting even longer, okay? Although now we have moved into phase 1 and there's also some restaurant and shop start opening up, but we as a responsible citizen, we also know that it's not entirely safe to dine in yet, okay? And we try to do our own responsibility not to do so, and try to still take away, and if possible order online or try to settle this at home. So if let's say you want to have our breakfast at home, right, what are the actually some of the what are the options that we have? But before we go into that, I just want to first address some of the issue that we commonly face as well, which is we just miss our breakfast, or we skip our breakfast, or we had become a habit that we don't take our breakfast. So I think it's important for me to address that part first, because only when we know the importance of breakfast, then we will consider what are the options that we have, right? So first of all, there are some news cutting and also news publication that I wish to share with you, so that we are on the same page. When we don't take a proper breakfast, or when we miss our breakfast, what are the consequences? And that is and those consequences are things that we are trying to avoid in our life. Okay, so first news that I'm sharing here is like it's saying it's in Chinese newspaper cutting, but I translated into English. So it says that actually by skipping breakfast, and at the same time the westernize of our diet. That means nowadays a lot of people, even they eat breakfast, they try to eat those Western type of breakfast, like you have ham, you have sausage, you have eggs or bread along. So it actually causes our bowel inflammation 70% more mistakenly. And actually, it also it mistakenly assumed as a normal stomach ache. Okay, so that means by skipping breakfast or not having a proper breakfast, it actually caused this bowel issue. So bowel is actually one of our body organ, which is actually located very close to our small intestine, just below our liver. So it's actually this inflammation of our bowel is very serious, because this bowel played a big role. It remit a lot of enzyme to our body to make a lot of process happen. So if let's say our bowel is having this issue, right, it will actually cause a serious health issue to us also. So a lot of time when we skip or we don't have a proper and we have this stomach ache, we thought it's just because of gastric, or just because of I didn't eat enough in the morning. It could be even serious. It could be possibly the bowel is having slowly having this inflammation issue. Okay, so other than that, in this news sharing itself, it also mentioned that breakfast is actually important for diabetic patient. So for us, right, we might say, oh, I'm not diabetic patient. Okay, but it's important to know what the habits that we currently having for our lifestyle, right, could potentially build us to become a potential diabetic patient. Okay, so it's not about now, because every chronic disease and also any serious disease, right, it happens through accumulation. It don't happen over days. So what the news trying to say here is like breakfast play a big role to actually prevent us from becoming a diabetic patient. And at the same time, for those who are already a diabetic patient, it's even more important for them to emphasize on a healthy breakfast. Okay, so if if today we know in our family or maybe our friends who ever have a diabetic or actually they have this kind of chronic disease, it's actually worthwhile for us to share with them the importance of having a good breakfast. And a lot of people just don't take it because they feel it's troublesome or they don't have the habit to do so. But I will tell you tonight, I'm going to share with you a good solution and an easy solution for everyone. And this is English newspaper actually saying that skipping breakfast will increase the chance of diabetic by 33%. So like I said, it slowly built over time. It's not like yesterday you skip breakfast, today you become diabetic. No, because our body take times to have all those inflammation happening and then to have all those bad luck and also deficiency in nutrition happening all throughout the time, then you will slowly build up this disease. And trust me, once we have this diabetic or even cardiovascular disease, it take even longer time for us to reverse this side effect in our body. So the best way is always to prevent whenever you feel that you are okay, but actually you are not practicing a good lifestyle. Okay, so for this also Chinese newspaper is talking about risk of clogged vessel with the skipping breakfast habit. So just now I touched a bit on the cardiovascular disease. So it's true that actually by skipping breakfast, it will also cause this issue in our heart. Okay, so risk of clogged vessel is started from the blood vessel, of course, but slowly it will actually impact our heart and also our entire body system. Okay, so this publication actually share obesity problem worsened by skipping breakfast. So if let's say today we are actually having a weight issue, and then we even have a high cholesterol, or we are nearing to the crisis of our BMI, so we might feel like, oh, I should eat less already. So when we should eat less already, some people actually take it a easy way or a shortcut, saying that, oh, since breakfast I always find it difficult to know what to eat, so I just cut down my breakfast. So by cutting my meal, probably it will help my obesity or my weight issue. That is totally wrong, because as per the study and also a lot of research has been done, obesity problem will actually worsen by skipping breakfast. And one of the reasons is because by skipping breakfast, you tend to eat more in the subsequent meals throughout the day, because your body will eventually give you the signal they need more. Okay, so and when you need more, and throughout the day when you are in the rush, most of the time we will be taking high calorie food, okay, to compensate the hunger that we have in the morning. So the right way is basically to have a nutritious breakfast instead of skipping the breakfast if you want to have a good weight control. Okay, and then this newspaper is interesting because it talk about actually it's not the fault of the breakfast, but it's more on the discipline problem of us. Okay, so this is true as well, because a lot of time this option that we have, this option didn't actually ask us to go and eat them. Okay, it's our own decision made to eat this kind of breakfast. Okay, and often we tend to like addicted to certain kind of breakfast, and that is actually true. That is our own discipline and also our control problem. So actually, this also can be tackled. If let's say today we have a very convenient and also a very delicious breakfast, it can be replaced with this kind of unhealthy breakfast. But of course, we cannot totally cut. Sometimes we will still have the crave. You still want to eat our favorite nasi lemak. We still want to eat our favorite roti canai. We still can go ahead, but most of the time, I would say majority of the breakfast we have to do it right. Okay. So today, when we talk about breakfast, okay, maybe a lot of image will come into our mind. Okay, every family or even every individual might have a different practice in terms of their breakfast. Okay, I remember last time when I was small, my family, okay, my parents normally will go to the hawker center and then they will actually take away noodles, okay, curry mee, all that as our breakfast. Okay, so now when I think back, right, it's basically a very high calorie food intake, right? So, but then that actually started since we are small. So today, I'm not saying that it's wrong or it's right, but actually today we can we can make a decision to have a change, and then make our future generation and also your kids also go through a healthy breakfast lifestyle. Okay. So the importance of the 10 harmful effects of skipping breakfast, I would like to iterate more, which it has been summarized here, the 10, and some of it I have mentioned in during the newspaper cutting. So I will not go through too detailed with you anymore. So first, it will actually affect the growth of our children. Okay. So like I mentioned just now, if let's say we recall when we are kids, right, what kind of breakfast that we normally go through throughout the day. So it will actually affect the growth of our children. If let's say we every day also give them a happy meal as their breakfast, then that will be actually very unhealthy, I would say. Okay. So second is imbalanced nutrient, and you will actually weaken our immune system. So this is the part that every one of us now is particularly emphasized on, because when we talk about immune system, everyone is alert now. Okay, we want to have a good immune system to be able to reduce our exposure to the COVID rays, all that. Okay, but we only know about this, but we didn't make any change or we didn't take any action to actually improve it, or to avoid the weak immune system. And actually, just by tackling our breakfast, right, it can already help a lot. Okay, because by having a balanced nutrients in our breakfast, it can already close a lot of the gap. And third, easy to get gut disease as well as gallstone. So a lot of time when we have this gallstone issue, is really related to breakfast. Okay, I would say majority is related to breakfast, because if that's during the morning time, our body has been designed and have the mechanism, the bowel will actually emits the bowel juice. Okay, so when this bowel juice don't have any food for it to digest, right, and to process, right, then it will actually accumulate in the bowel vessel. Okay, and then throughout the time, this accumulation, it will actually become a sediment, and then throughout time it will harden and then it will become stone. So it don't happen in one day. Same, it also like people who have this gallstone or gut disease, definitely, and most of the time is definitely because they don't have a good eating habit in the morning. Okay, and then fourth, always tired and exhausted. So if let's say we don't intake a good breakfast, right, can you imagine like your body, the first thing that it needs in throughout the day is definitely need an extra and a new source of energy for it to continue to work. But if you are a person who skip breakfast, you drag like 4 to 5 hours before it reach lunch, then only you eat something with nutrients for your body. So definitely, as a person, throughout the day, even though lunch and dinner you replenish that food already, but you already like drag your body for 4 to 5 hours beginning of the day. So definitely, even throughout the day, you will feel tired and exhausted, even though you no longer feel the hunger in the later part of the day. Okay, so number 5 is osteoporosis. Okay, so osteoporosis is major related to lack of calcium. So today, if let's say we think of our lunch and also dinner, how often we will intake food which have the calcium? Okay, it's very rare, right? But only like during breakfast, we can think of something like will probably have some calcium. Maybe when you drink your Milo or you take your milk, or when you eat some of the drinks, okay, you will have this calcium content. Okay, But throughout the day, we no longer have a lot of chance to actually intake of calcium other than like normal drinking water. If let's say we have a good source of water, we actually retain the mineral. Other than that, if long term, it will actually cause this osteoporosis issue. Number 6, high risk for heart disease. Just now I mentioned. So number 7, obesity problem and age faster. Okay, I have also mentioned on obesity just now. But in terms of age faster, right, it's same thing. Okay, in the morning, if let's say we always like make our body hungry, and then our body in needs of the nutrition, but we didn't actually input the nutrition on time, then our body will actually need to overhaul. Okay, a lot of time you will need to overhaul. Okay, so when a lot of overhaul keep happening, right, our body will age even faster than it's supposed to. Okay, so number 8 is a constipation issue and also easy getting dark spot and also pimples. So constipation is basically like you don't have a smooth bowel movement. You don't have a smooth output when you go for your toilet business. Okay, so that will happen most of the time is because we don't have enough fiber or we have irregular diet habits. Okay, so by having breakfast which actually give also the fiber content, it can solve this issue also. And dark spot and pimple is basically relating to our body regulation. The moment when we don't replenish on time, right, our body mechanism like hormone system, our enzyme system will be impacted. So whenever hormone system is being impacted, without reason, you will start to have all these pimples. Maybe all this while your skin condition is good or what, but because of this accumulated bad habit, it could impact your hormone regulation. So it will actually come out all this pimple, and dark spot is basically when you lack of nutrition, you can or you lack of antioxidant, your skin will start to more easy react to the UV exposure, including the indoor lighting. Okay, so number 9, hyper low sugar level. Okay, so this is especially important for people who easily get low sugar issue. That means if they don't get enough energy, they will like pengsan or they will faint very fast. Okay, so this is even more important for them to have a good breakfast. Number 10, not optimal appearance and lazy. Okay, so this is a direct manifestation of our skipping breakfast habit. You will normally see that person always exhausted, okay, and then the appearance is not optimal. So this is maybe just your personal appearance, but I will say actually indirectly it will affect our life also, because imagine your colleagues and also your supervisor looking at your look, which is actually always down, okay, don't have the energy to do things. It will affect really your life also. Okay, so a simple breakfast, it can really change a lot of things. So do not skip breakfast. What this article trying to say here is like a lot of people skip breakfast not because they're not convenient, not because they always forget or they don't know what to eat, but it's because they want to save money. Okay, this is even not right. Okay, if today we trying to have a saving plan, breakfast should be the last thing that you should sacrifice for your budget plan. Okay, things that we should sacrifice is supposed to like fancy food, fancy drink. Okay, if you always like carbonated drink or you like to eat snack, all that, those are the things that we're supposed to get rid of, because those are the thing is normally those the thing that which is higher in the price also, and really not worth in terms of the nutrition value. So don't jeopardize or don't sacrifice our breakfast just because of the saving plan. And today, if let's say I can introduce you a sustainable and something that everyone can afford to have a good breakfast, then I think it's worth for us to think about it. Okay, so just now I said Jom breakfast, we will think of what are the common breakfast that normally Malaysian will eat, right? So here I have listed few very common one. So the first one is actually nasi lemak. Okay, but if let's say we look closely to the what we get from a nasi lemak, right, calorie is very high. Okay, it can be 400 to 500 calorie. Okay, based on this portion, one serving for one individual, so high. Okay, vitamin, what vitamin we can get from the picture if you see. Okay, there's no vegetable, there's no fruits, all that. So definitely the vitamin level will be low. And it's high in fat. It's called nasi lemak is because the rice itself is cooked using the santan fat. Okay, so it's really high in the fat. And that is also the reason why it's delicious. Okay, so carbohydrate, it will be high also because rice itself is also a carbohydrate. And protein will be low because this example that I give is giving half of the hard-boiled egg. So half is really so little, okay, for us as a body to kickstart the day. Okay, we need more than that. Even one egg is just sufficient only, depending on your body size, all that, and your body weight. Okay, we need more than that. Okay, and a lot of time nowadays when we tapao or we even buy the nasi lemak, we notice they don't give half of the hard-boiled egg, okay? Sometimes just quarter only. So that is even less, okay? Most of the time we are just eating the sambar and also the rice only, the main content. And other than that, we also intake like this roti canai, okay? So I'm not sure which one is your favorite, but if let's say you like roti canai a lot and you always intake that as your breakfast, then have to think twice also because calorie is not is lower than nasi lemak, but it's not low also. It's 300 to 400 calorie. Vitamin, same thing, low. Okay, from the picture, which part of the food that actually give you vitamin? Okay, fat is medium because it depends because it's slightly less oily compared to nasi lemak. Okay, so I put it medium. But for carbs, right, it's also high. A lot of people mistakenly thought that carbohydrate is only from the rice, but roti canai is made from flour. Okay, flour is also a kind of carbohydrate. So it's high because the whole piece is basically carbohydrate and protein is low. Okay, the dal, right, even if you scoop the whole the dal, the protein is also not enough. Okay, that is so watery dal. Okay, it's not a solid dal with all the beans inside. If let's say it's a solid one, probably you'll still get some protein from there. And then if let's say it's just a roti kosong without roti telur or that, then definitely lagi lah, not enough the protein in the protein source. Okay, another one is like, okay, some people like to go to the kopitiam. Okay, even now like lockdown already, I'm not sure how many still tap out this kind of breakfast. But when there's no lockdown, I can always see kopitiam full of people eating this kind of breakfast. So this kind of breakfast, is it also giving us enough nutrition? First, the calorie is slightly lower, 100 to 200 calorie. Vitamin is low as well because from the one side, I also don't know which part of the food will give us vitamin. Okay, fat is medium. Okay, carbohydrate is high. Okay, because bread, like I said, is also made from flour. Okay, no matter is a multi-grain or is a whole wheat or whatsoever, it's also carbohydrate, just that it's complex carbs. So the carbs intake is high. And then for protein, still okay, because based on this picture, the half-boiled egg is 2 pieces. Okay, so probably we have about 14 to 15 gram of protein there. Okay, so it's still reasonable. Okay, what about westernized breakfast that we talked about just now when we go through the news? So for westernized breakfast, right, normally super high calorie. Okay, it will be 600 up to 700 calorie. Okay, the calorie intake. Why? Because of all the processed food that we have inside. Okay, so vitamin definitely low, and then fat is high because all this sausage, all this ham thing, and even the canned bean, all those is contain all the cholesterol from the animal, and then it will actually increase the fat level. And then in terms of carbohydrate, is high as well because they always come along with the bread also. Either they give you a croissant or they will give you a sandwich, just like the picture showing. So this actually will increase our carbohydrate intake. Okay, and then protein is still reasonable, okay as well, because from the picture there's two sunny side up. So also same thing, about 14 to 15 gram of protein, still okay. Okay, so what about curry mee that I thought just now? Well, because most of my childhood memory during the weekend, especially, I'll always looking forward for my curry mee one. Okay, so curry mee basically Calorie also very high, okay, can fight with nasi lemak and sometimes even higher depending on how much concentration of santan that they put into the curry mee. Okay, so vitamin definitely will be low because normally there's no vegetable inside, very little only. Some of the curry mee they put long bean, so long bean probably got a little bit of vitamins, a little bit of fiber. So in terms of fat, definitely high, okay? You can see from the picture itself, how oily is the soup surface, okay? Got all the curry oil, right? And then all the ingredients that they put inside is also the fried one, the fried tofu, okay? The fried everything, okay? And then carbs. The carbohydrate is medium, okay, depending on whether you top up additional noodles or not. If let's say just a normal one serving is still reasonable, okay, but for protein, right, is low, okay. There's rarely a protein inside, okay. Some of the curry meat they input some chicken shred, so chicken shred is so little portion of protein that is totally not enough for us as a first meal in the day, okay. So this is also something that I think of, that probably during lockdown I also saw some friends posting this kind of breakfast. Of course I like this also. Sometimes in the office I will also craving for this kind of high tea, okay. But is it good as a long term, or is it good as it become majority of our breakfast? Okay, the answer is also clear. The calorie is also not low, okay. Calorie is can reach about 300 calories, just like this meal, one Milo. And also I just calculate based on 4 pieces of cracker. I'm not sure you will dunk and dip how many pieces, but if just 4 pieces is already 300 calories, okay, including the Milo lah. Okay, so the vitamin is so low and fat is high, because this cracker is so delicious because of is actually quite oily lah. Okay, if you put on the tissue, you already see got the oil mark one. Okay, even if you hold with your hand after you makan finish, you see your hand also oily one. Okay, so the fat is high, and then carbohydrate is also high because it made from flour, and also the Milo itself, you go and read the label, okay, even the sugar level is like half of the, okay, portion. So the protein will be low, okay. I don't know from where the protein will be coming from, okay. There's none, okay. Probably Milo got a little bit of protein, okay, but it's also not enough for us as a start lah. If you ask me, the first thing that we should have in the first in every day, okay, what makes a great breakfast, okay, actually 3 criteria that I summarize here lah. First is rich in the nutrition. So when we talk about nutrition, it should cater all the 7 key nutrition that I have shared with you guys before. So some of the important one I have listed here: vitamins, mineral, protein, fibers. Okay, these are the things that in throughout subsequent day of the later part of the day is a bit hard for us to close the gap one. So what I like is, if let's say we have a great breakfast today, we can actually close the gap earlier, okay. And then second part is control the calorie, okay. If let's say the first thing in the morning we already spike the calorie for so high, and then subsequently lunch definitely even bigger portion, dinner also same thing, how do we want to do a good weight control, okay? If let's say we have a weight issue, okay, or even if you just want to maintain, okay, if you just want to maintain, calorie play an important role as well. So you could be looking slim and fit during your young time, but with this kind of diet habit, right, probably when you reach 30 and you start to have belly or that. Why? Because your body metabolism has goes down. So when your body metabolism has gone down, even with the same lifestyle that you have undergone, you thought, hey, during 20s time, I just, okay, I eat like this also, I thin, but it's because of the calorie consumption had reduced. So all the extra calorie start to become your body fat. So we have to ensure the calorie match our body condition, okay. And then third criteria is it has to be low in carbs and fat, and not forgetting sodium also. Okay, sodium is particularly high. Just now I forgot to mention, especially for the westernized breakfast, normally the sodium level is super high. Okay, so we have to control these 3 things only. So if today I tell you there's actually one solution that we can solve all these things which is important to make a great breakfast just by having a simple shake, okay, you can already meet all these three criteria, and then at the same time, then only you tell yourself, hey, can I add this or not? If let's say I want to intake oat, which is for cholesterol health concerning all that, can I also add some healthy cookies or multi-grain bread along with the breakfast? Then we can also ask whether I can also add fruits or that. Then those things are the extra that can come along. Okay, so the foundation has to be right first. So the foundation that I'm telling now is actually this simple shake. Okay, and this simple shake start from few of the items that I'm going to share with you now, which is the Nutrilite protein, the first hero product which will make up the breakfast itself. So why protein? I have mentioned just now, protein is important for everything in our body. But here I summarize into 6. So first one is the body immune system. Okay, protein is the main material for our white blood cell and even for our antibody. So there's no doubt about it that it will contribute to our body immune system. Okay, the moment we lack of it, then your body don't have enough material to produce enough antibody to fight. Okay, and then second, healthy skin and hair. I'm not sure whether any one of you are aware that you have a unhealthy hair. Sometimes your hair very fragile. Okay, it crack easily or it drop off easily, or your skin start to wrinkle even when you haven't start to age. Okay, so all this is relating to the protein material that need for our skin and also our hair structure. Okay, third is the energy level. So today, what regulate our energy in body is actually enzyme. Okay, enzyme is the one that in charge when you makan, when you eat, right? Okay, all the food go in. Enzyme is the one that convert food into energy in our body. Okay, it's not like the food digest already, then automatic got energy. No, it need a chemical process in between, and enzyme is that things that trigger that chemical process. And guess what? What actually made enzyme? Is protein also. Okay, so protein is the basic material for, just now we talk about white blood cell, antibody, and now enzyme and even hormone. Okay, hormone also play a role in regulating our sugar level. So a lot of people, when we talk about diabetic, you will think of like insulin or that. Insulin is a type of hormone in our body that regulate, involved in the sugar level regulation. So let's say you don't have enough material to produce insulin, right? Will it actually affect? Yes, it will affect your sugar level and your energy level subsequently. Okay, so number 4 is actually protein play an important role in our tissue growth and also regeneration. So every day we have a lot of tissue and cell which die away, and we need to replenish those. So how we actually get enough material to do that? And certain time during the special condition when we have burn, we have injury, we have wound that need to be recovered, or even when you undergo haircut or you cut your nail today, do you observe how fast you get back your hair or your nail grow back? By right, it should be fast, you know. A lot of people, they thought, oh, I cut my hair just every 2 to 3 months, so I save a lot of money. So they thought that is actually a healthy sign. No, your hair and your nails supposed to grow very fast one. The moment it's not growing at the normal speed, that means your body got the material issue already. I mean, the production line want to produce, but hey, protein come in already or not? Not yet, not enough. Need to give to the immune system first. So if you always lack of this kind of material, all this will not be optimal. And then don't be happy that, oh, I only cut hair twice a year. Okay, it's not something to be proud of. That means something wrong with the body already. Okay, number 5, fruits balance. So today, protein also make sure the fruit is balanced in our body, and this fruit balance is important in terms of making sure our cell are in the optimal shape. Okay, so you actually ensure all the mineral and nutrients can transport seamlessly in our body. So this is the importance of fruit balance. Okay, and number 6, composition of blood. Just now we talked about particularly on white blood cell because we mentioned on immune system. What about the other part of our blood. Okay, most of the blood are made out from red blood cell. And also, I don't have to ask you guess again, red blood cells is also made from protein. Okay, so the most important component in our blood, right, is also made of protein, and the lifespan of our normal red blood cell is about 3 to 4 months. But it don't calculate by, okay, today is the for example, if today is January, you say, okay, the next time my red blood cell will change is in April. No, it's not calculated by that, because every single cell have a different date of birth, right? Because it's a cycle that it keep continue. So basically, every day you have new red blood cell to be built up. It's not that today you eat breakfast and you eat protein intake already, then you say, okay, after 3 months only, I make sure I enough protein. No, okay. Basically, you have to make sure every day enough. So when we talk about protein, why Nutrilite? Okay, because Nutrilite is the world #1 selling protein for a reason. It is actually a plant-based protein which only use soy, wheat, and also pea. And it's the only protein that so far I see in the market clearly state out what is the content for the 9 essential amino acid that we have. Okay, so out of the 22 type of amino acid, we only need 9, which from the diet. Okay, the other 13 type, our body can make ourselves. So if you today you consume other protein powder in the market and so on, it's good. Okay, but are they just giving you the 9 essential amino acid? Are they giving this 9 that our body need from diet, or they just give everything? Okay, so that will actually determine the value of the nutrition also. And then third, cholesterol free, low in fat. Okay, lactose free. So for people who have a lactose intolerant or they don't take animal product, is also a great option for them. And then PCAS scoring, this is actually the digestibility rating for our soy protein. Okay, the scoring is 1, which is actually the highest. Okay, same grade as egg and also milk. Okay, so it will ensure full digestibility and also full absorption of the protein. Okay, and this just mentioned about the meaning of PDCAS, which I already explained just now. So with the scoring of 1 is equivalent to like some of the natural food you have in the right hand side showing. Okay, and it contains all the essential amino acid, easy to digest. So today, if we compare with the diet that we have, right, like just now, some of the breakfast, okay, got eggs one, I said okay, because at least two egg you got about 14 to 15 gram of protein. Okay, so we know that one egg is probably 7 to 8 gram lah. Okay, and for almond, the serving size 34 almonds only got 8 grams. Okay, rice is lagi kurang lah. Okay, you won't eat 2 cups of cooked rice. Normally rice is too high cuts, we won't take that much. And then for a stick, right, a piece of stick, which is actually a serving size of 35 grams, you also get 8 grams of protein. But today, if let's say we have a supplementation which can close the gap so easily and is so safe and the reputation is so good, so long history already, okay, can be trusted. Only one scope already give you the 8 gram that you need, okay? And it doesn't come with other things that we don't need, like fat, carbohydrate, sugar, all that, no, okay? So here also mentioned like carbohydrate 0.03 gram, okay, can be ignored, okay, can be neglected, okay, it's too low. So for different category and different group of people, we need different grams of protein. Okay, the normal calculation we already know one is actually 0.8 generally. Okay, but then for people with a special condition or additional requirement needed, for example, if let's say you are pregnant, you are doing lactation, or if you are an athlete or what, you will need different grams of protein additionally per day. Okay, so it has been shown in this table. We need to be aware of that. So are we able to like make sure throughout the day we can have that amount? So to me, I'm a person who like to settle things early. Okay, so early means breakfast. If breakfast, you can already give yourself a confidence that, oh, today I don't have to worry, I will be nutrition deficiency. Okay, so I think that's a winning habit. Okay, because morning already you feel very positive already. Okay, the breakfast that I take, I already can make sure throughout the day I have closed the gap. Okay, so this is just a comparison between the flavor that we have. I don't want to go too detailed on it. And second thing that we can incorporate into our breakfast is actually body key. Okay, so body key is actually a meal replacement shake, which is so good for everyone, not only for people who do weight management, actually for everyone who want to have a good breakfast. I highly recommend to include this because in the body key already contain 25 types of vitamin and mineral. So just now when we go through Jom breakfast Malaysia style, right? Okay, most of it, like most is the vitamin and mineral. So if let's say today we can already give 25 vitamin mineral, which constitute 1/3 of our nutrition need per day, right? You already, like I said, you already win at the beginning of the day. Okay. And the good thing about this body key is that it's delicious and is also low in calorie. Okay. It also contains fiber. Okay. So if you are cracking your head, wow, early in the morning, I need to cut fruit, I need to cut vegetable to eat. Okay. Just take the convenience of this body key, okay, because the fiber that we put inside is also not artificial fiber, it's from the food source also, it's from real food, just that we have already processed it for convenience to you, okay. And it's delicious because Body Key have implemented this taste mapping technology, whereby every region, different parts of the world that they marketed this product, they match the taste to the local flavor, okay. And for double X, okay, is the next thing that I would say. If you want to enhance further your breakfast, double X is definitely things to add on, because other than the 25 vitamin and mineral that we have in the Body Key, we can also enhance it through this double X, which has 12 vitamins, 9 mineral, and 17 types of plant concentrate. Okay, so this will actually further increase our diet to cover all the 5 colors, because the phytonutrients selected here, right, selected in this product, right, it has been carefully selected so that it meets all the 5 colors. So when we talk about 5 colors, we will talk more in detail in other sharing in the future probably. So 5 colors means that every colors of the fruit and vegetable, it play a very important role in our body system. Okay, so if let's say throughout today, if we flashback throughout the day, do we intake 5 types of color? Okay, not including processed food colors. I think it's hardly more than 3 or 4 every one of us. Okay, so this is actually a convenience for us to cover all these colors. And yeah, double X is actually the first product for Nutrilite, and it has been evolving and improving throughout the years until today. It still stay relevant in the market because it's still the world #1 selling brand in the world. And it also, I like the transparency of Nutrilite product. For double X, it's clearly stated what are the types of phytonutrients that they input inside it. Okay, it even show clearly here, including how many milligrams, which part of the plants that they take. Okay, what is the function and what is the importance for it to our body. Okay, like I said just now, 5 colors all play a different role. So here you can see certain is for immune, certain is for health, heart health, certain is for our self, certain is for enzyme. Okay, so if let's say you intake double X, it's like peace of mind already. You already settle all this, and at the same time, the vitamin also clearly stated and mineral also clearly stated what are the 9. Okay, the composition of it is also okay. And actually, double X is a very, very safe product because 500 kinds of quality control, and for other same range of product, by average is only 150 to 300, but particularly for double X, they tested more rigorously. Okay, 500 types of testing. Okay, and just now I mentioned about fiber. We have fiber in our in our Body Key. But if let's say you want to boost up, okay, if today you know that you are a person who seldom take fruits and vegetables, but you know the importance of fiber to ensure gut health, to ensure a smooth bowel system, okay, so you can actually add on this fiber blend into your shake. Okay, so all the things that I mentioned just now, other than double X, it can be mixed together and in one shake on it. Okay, you can gautim the breakfast already. So this actually gives you a 4.5 gram of soluble fiber, which is very enough already, okay, to close the gap throughout the day. So now this is actually the last part of the slide, which is also very important. If today we talk about the product that I mentioned just now, okay, we know about this is also a very big business in terms of health, in terms of wellness community. It will be the trend in the future. So today, if let's say we are able to help ourselves to find a solution for a breakfast, right? These are the points that we actually accumulate already for ourselves alone in that particular month. You already have 173 PV, okay? So if today you have 6 friends, okay, 6 of your friends, including yourself, okay, that means 7, okay, of you together also find that this solution is great, it's sustainable, because the price, if you divided all everything together, is less than 20 ringgit, it's just 10 to 15 ringgit price range, okay, you can already, okay, every one of you can also maintain 10 customer, okay. That means if let's say you're able to do this, got 6 friends do partner together with you, and each of you maintain your 10 retail customer. That means you have a 10 VIP customer that also enjoy taking body key, protein, all that. Guess what? If you can maintain throughout the year, you are already a founder's platinum with the annual income of more than, with the current core plus, more than 176,000. Just by breakfast. Can you imagine today if we just don't care, we just continue with whatever breakfast that we are eating after 10, 20 years or even 30 years, nothing will change. There will not be this income coming to your bank account. Okay, but today if let's say we embrace and we know, wow, actually I can live a healthier life and I can also share with others, they can do the same. Okay, just by sharing and also work together with 6 of your close partner together, and everyone just maintain 10 customers. Of course, they can, of course, everyone can do more lah. Okay, but just for calculation sake, I tell you, just 10 only. Okay, you're already a founder's platinum in that year. Okay, so how to actually get it started? A lot of people that we can look for. Okay, a lot of, and once we can identify all these people around us, right? We can share with them same thing just by changing the breakfast, and people after changing breakfast, they will run through Amway catalog. Probably they like the home care as well, they like the skin care as well. So it could be more than that. Okay, you could be accidentally become even higher pin. Okay, so people who willing to change brand, okay, people who willing to focus on health and also preventive is the most important thing nowadays. Okay, not only for COVID, okay, in the future, we also foresee there will be even more scary virus suddenly come out, right? We don't know when, okay? So who will actually help us the most? Is it the vaccines process can cope up with this speed of the mutation or that? So it's all still our own immune system, okay? People who like to stay youth and energetic, age is just a number. People who want to improve the health condition, people who want to help others as well, by redeeming the health for themselves, by having the good change of themselves, they're hoping to help others. People who like healthy activities and events, people who like health related news and also wish to have their own startup. Okay, you can have a solid good startup just by using Nutrilite breakfast. Okay, when I say solid, okay, 176,000 annual income, I don't know whether it's solid or not, but to me, a lot of people who working and still struggling and also don't know the security of their job, this is something, this is quite a meaningful income, additional income, okay, while you are still having your job, build out this income as well. Okay,